I just realized that my microphone had been sitting there, muted. I thought I'd hit the button hard enough, but didn't. Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. Is it really a Mama Void stream if I don't have like initial technical difficulties at the beginning? Guff is so real. So yes, gosh, I don't even remember what I was saying before I realized that her mouth wasn't moving, which means she wasn't getting any sound. I have a PNG tuber, everybody. I hope you like the look of her. I'm really proud of her. I think she's super pretty. Welcome to Voice Side Chats. This is going to be a fun episode. We're getting into chapters 5 and 6 today. So I hope you have snacks. I hope you have water. Hydration is key, everybody. Speaking of which, let me take a sip here. If you have not seen the earlier episodes, episode 1 is on the Love and Deepspace YouTube channel. Episode 2 is on the Mama Void solo channel. I think going forward, I'm going to keep them all on the Love and Deepspace channel, just for sanity's sake. So I may move episode 2 over into Love and Deepspace so you can watch it there. But you can currently find it on my solo channel to watch. Gosh, there's so much in my head right now. So the chapters today, we're aiming for 5 and 6. We may get 7 depending on how long the chapters are. As you can see from this snowy background, we are going to be playing with Zayne first in chapter 5 of Eternal Aurora. I don't want us to forget the things that we've already learned from chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as the setting currently sits, we are just coming off Caleb and Grandma exploding. The house is on fire. There have been some shenanigans. We've also got our first little breadcrumbs of Onakainis and Sylus that have occurred. Grandma also apparently gave something to Zayne for our lovely main character, to give when Zayne knew the time was right. So we've got Grandma lore about to drop in terms of some of those revelations that are coming into play. We've just started thawing the ice with Xavier and him being our hunting partner. We've just started tiptoeing into the larger scale ever plot. So it's going to be interesting to come back here and see all these little breadcrumbs they've laid for us. We've also got, we've met the original core of our love interest. So we've met Rafayel, we've met Xavier, we've met Zayne, we met Caleb for a hot second before he lit on fire. And we got our first image of Mephisto. I forgot that we got an image of Mephisto in chapter 4. And it's just like, oh, baby, there he is. So we've laid the groundwork. We've done our thing. As a reminder, one of the motifs and themes that we need to keep an eye on as we continue forward with these chapters, as we discussed in the beginning, we've got the classic bad guys put into place, but we also are looking at this story in terms of addressing a new question, which is the antagonist, the main antagonist of the story, truly Ever, and what's going on with that? Or are we looking at something a bit more existential and looking at time as the true villain of the whole Love and Deepspace universe? And whether you believe time is a personified creature such as Kronos and Kronos. Those two sound exactly the same, but I'm going to spell it out again. So we have Kronos as in Chronos, and Kronos as in C or K. Ms. Fandom brought that up because in the Roman it is with a K, but C or K if you prefer, Ronos, and that is Kronos as in the personification of time, and then Kronos as in Cronus, as in the god that we know in Greek mythology who overthrew Uranus, killed him, took over, became king of the gods. He was a titan and then swallowed all the gods until Zeus rebelled and got all that done. That guy. Oh, hi, we have a new chatter. Hi, Rookland. Nice to meet you. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm so happy to have you here. But yeah, so time in the Western sense of either the personification or the deity, or we have, as I brought up, considering that this game is, of course, made by Chinese developers, therefore we really need to also keep in mind for Eastern symbolism. I'm going to butcher the name again, Mahakala. And the inevitability of time, where it's not even sentient, it just is, and that's even more frightening, because then time is just doing what it's doing because that's what it does, as opposed to having an agenda. So keep that in mind, everybody. I did a bit more of a breakdown, a more thorough breakdown in the last episode of our Void Side chats. You can go check that out. But just as a reminder, keep that in mind. Time as a motif, time as an antagonist, that's something that we gotta keep on in our vision as we continue on with this narrative. So with all me just sitting there chatting and reviewing, let's go ahead and get into this. How long have I been playing Lads? Oh goodness, I started over a year ago now. My brain wants to say November, but no, it would be my 1 year anniversary was last November, so a little over a year now I've been playing Lads. And I'm all the way through to the end of the story. I've gotten all the boys, I've got Caleb and everybody. But yeah, I've been at this I've been a little obsessed with this game for over a year now. I am one of those harem girlies, actually. I like them all. I will say that if you put me on a cliff and say you got to name your tops, it's Caleb and Sylus are tend to be up in my upper echelons of who I simp for. Rafayel also is probably, I think that's my top three, is Sylus, Caleb, and Rafayel. Caleb came out of nowhere for me, honestly. I did not expect that boy to make it to my number 2 slot in my harem, but he was like, hey, do you like this hat? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. And he goes, how about if I turn around in these pants? And I was like, oh, I like that just as well. Damn it, here we are. And he's a little possessive and he's a little complex, and I love a truly good complex character. Oh, Miss, you've been playing since October. I didn't know that. I thought you'd played longer. They're all so well. The hard thing is, like, everybody has their favorite, and that's totally justifiable. I'm just a sucker for really good character writing, and all 5 of our current love interests are written so beautifully. And Nikki will tease me all the time about how it's like, in the middle of the solo banner, I am devoted to my boy, whoever that boy may be, and then the new solo banner drops and my head will turn. It's like, oh, I'm a Jasmine again, or oh, I'm over here with Xavier, or oh, I'm over here with Rafayel. I just can't help myself. Oh, Xavier is such fun because he's so deceptive. He is so deceptive. They have him on the surface very coded as that Prince Charming. He's sleepy and adorable and cute, and, plays, wants to eat hot pot and go do plushies. And then next thing you know, he gets a little jealous for his alter ego, and you find yourself flipped around and pushed against a window. There's some very interesting hip motions happening. Like, that boy is freaky, and I love it. I love him so much for that. And he has such a thing for legs, and I'm here for it. As a tall girl with nothing but leg, any man who's like, that's my body, I'm like, yes, I have great legs, baby, come here. I'll put some heels on for you. Um, Xavier's just such fun. So fun. And it took me half a second for him because I also feel that he is one of the slowest to onion. He's got so many layers, and for me it took a while for him to fully bloom. Also because I didn't start the game when it first launched. I came in several months after the fact. I came in November, so we were already like 10 months into this game. So I didn't have all the limiteds, I didn't have all the cards, so I had to start backfilling. And once I started backfilling Xavier and getting more of his backstory, more of his tender moments, the complexity of him just kind of blossomed. And I was like, oh, okay, I get you. Great, cool. You're not a one-trick pony. Love that. Exactly, it's my imperial harem. It is such an imperial harem. We are all just empresses with our imperial harems. It's like, today is Tuesday. Caleb, come here, darling. Oh, is it Thursday? Rafikins, come here. Just a boy for every day. I can't wait till they start interacting, like truly interacting. I want them to interact so badly. We get hints of it with Caleb and Zayne, but it's more of like they talk about each other, so they acknowledge each other's existences. But you don't get to see them together on screen, and I really, really want to see that so badly. So badly. I also really want to see Caleb versus Sylus, but that would probably lead to the absolute destruction of Lincoln if those two ever threw down at each other. But I'm hoping that as the story, especially since we've hit such a transition in the main story with the most recent story drop, I'm hoping, especially since the Council of Villains has acknowledged the existence of all the boys, that we might start actually seeing interactions between them. Yeah. I mean, Miss, that's an absolute genuine fear. Like, if Caleb and Sylus throw down at each other, that's not going to end well. There's going to be craters left in the ground if those two ever fight each other. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm hoping they're gearing up for actual interactions. I really am. Just so we can, I mean, as much as I like to joke that it's separate timelines, so I'm loyal to every boy, they've definitely got this more overlapped sense of time starting to happen towards the most recent story drops. So, and of course, them all being scared to death of the emissary awakening is also very interesting. But okay, so are we ready to dive in? Are we ready for this? I am super excited to, I haven't been looking. I've wanted to go back with fresh eyes over these chapters, so I'm super excited to do so. And I realize I probably said super excited multiple times to the point where you probably should be taking shots every time I do. We're gonna get so drunk by the end if we did that. Okay, so chapter 5, Eternal Aurora. Once again, we're getting that time essence, Eternal, plus you have Mount Eternal coming into play. So our subchapter is Unspoken Secret is where we start. And I feel this is the moment where she's going through the papers. So let us do this. Let us see what Grandmother Josephine was hiding. I press my thumb down on the lock, and Grandma's box opens with a light, mechanical click. The lamp on the desk shines over yellowed papers. The ones at the top of the pile appear to contain experimental data with diagrams. Observation log. The subject's heart has been stable for the past 72 hours. Preliminary assessments indicate fusion with the Aether Core was successful. Now that's an important note. because that does mean that she wasn't born that way. That meant that the Aether Core was implanted into MC. It's not something that was just found in her. It was not something that happened from external circumstances. It was purposely placed and fused in her heart. Important to note. AC fluctuation test number 1. The energy fluctuation value of the Aether Core has reached level 2. The subject's heart is stable. AC fluctuation test number 2. The energy fluctuation value of the Aether Core has reached level 3. The subject's heart is stable. Fusing a protocore with a human heart? Why did Grandma have records about an illegal experiment like this? It is also the first time I've heard of a protocore called an Aether Core. Could it be related to the one that the association is looking for? I jot down the name of this special protocore and continue to read the files. The next few sheets report similar data. The last sheet, however, is handwritten instead of typed. AC fluctuation test number 12. The energy fluctuation value of the Aether Core has reached level 7. The subject is showing abnormal signs. Warning, stop it. The messy red handwriting ends with 3 startling exclamation marks. This looks like Grandma's handwriting. As I read the documents, a feeling of dread fills the room. Gender, female, age 7 to 8, Evol, and Hausen class. Now I do want to pause here for a second. Note the age, 7 to 8. It's curious that 1, they don't have specific age. They give an age range. Why is that? 2, this is also should be right around the time that if we've got our timelines correct, the chrono shift catastrophe should be occurring right around here, because the chrono shift catastrophe happened 14 years ago. MC is in her early 20s, so we're right around the time when that is supposed to happen. Also, here's an interesting question. Given that the Anhausen class, which is who MC is and her ability to resonate, question we need to ask ourselves, is the reason why the Aether Core has been stable in her heart, where we have seen in the storylines that other attempts to pull off this experiment have not, is it down to her evil, or is it down to just her and who she is? Or is there another piece missing that keeps the Aether Core stable within her, where it has not remained stable within other experiments, other subjects from the experiment? Something to think about. There's no name in the subject information category, but there's enough to make an educated guess. And Hausen class evil. Could this test subject be? Questions and answers interlock like chains in my mind. The sweet grandma I knew has revealed a side of her I didn't know she had. Could the test subject in these records be me? As the initial shock subsides, I hesitate for a moment, then pick up the phone to call the only person who might have the answer.
Did something happen?
Zayne, I need to ask you a question. Sensing the urgency in my voice, Zayne's voice also becomes serious.
I'm listening.
It's about my heart. Is the protocore fragment in it the same as the ones in other protocore syndrome patients? I just went through the stuff Grandma left me. The voice on the other end of the phone is silent. Zayne seems to be thinking about how to respond.
It certainly is a strange protocore fragment. After reviewing your condition, I've tried to find similar cases. But as far as I'm aware, you are the only one.
Is that because it's the Aether Core? You're my primary care physician. Grandma also entrusted you to give me these papers. She must have had a good reason.
It's only been 6 months since she passed. Regardless, aside from its name, I don't know much about it. The fragment in your heart has been there for a long time. Perhaps there's someone who can provide us with information. You remember Dr. Noah?
The person Zayne is talking about was the previous chief medical officer of Asko Hospital. He's an old acquaintance of Grandma and Zayne's teacher. He is also the first doctor to treat my heart disease. If anyone knows something about the files Grandma left, it's him.
Dr. Noah is currently doing a personal research project in Snowcrest. If you want to meet him, I can help you get in touch. However, the weather in that area has been quite unpredictable as of late. The train to Snowcrest is often unavailable. I suggest visiting him in 2 weeks.
I don't have the time. I try my best to sound nonchalant, but I already made up my mind. That's an excellent thing to bring up, Ms. Makes me wonder how Sylus got his Aether Core then, and if someone else in the story might get an Aether Core. I've always assumed the catastrophe aided in MC getting away, but now I'm wondering if she might have triggered it. Yes, my thoughts exactly. From what we saw in the Silver Wing event, and with his memory, we know that Sylus's soul went forward, and then she herself followed afterwards. So the question is, how did Sylus get fused with an Aether Core this time around? We know they didn't end up in the same thing. Sylus is still Phalosian, and he spent time in time prison. So there's a whole arc and path that we still don't know quite yet on how those two came together. As for the catastrophe, death and rebirth, we learned about her, all that power that she kind of... Yes, the Silver Wing event is his vampire myth, his most recent solo banner, Sylus's. Death and Rebirth had the giant explosion moment, so she definitely has enough energy, and there was that implication where I think they've been putting up signs, or at least hints, that it could be quite possible that the Chrono Shift catastrophe and her and MC kind of are very much linked. I don't know whether one triggered the other, because the deep space tunnel opened and then she escaped, but these are all happening simultaneously. Caleb is in there somewhere. It's the timeline around that gets very blurry in terms of cause and effect, but it isn't completely out of the realm of possibility that MC might have been the one that triggered the rift. That is a personal theory of mine, given everything that we're learning. I think she's very involved in it, but I don't know how yet. All right. Snow-kissed coffee.
So you're already in the Arctic? Did anyone go with you?
Don't worry, I'm just going to relax at Snowcrest. I'll be back in a few days.
Really? That's good. If you kept working so much, they'd need to install an anti-workaholic mechanism in the watch. Have fun on your vacation!
Yeah, I'll get some souvenirs for you. I end the call with Tara. Outside, the blizzard has stopped. The sky appears more vivid than in other places. The dazzling blue hues cascade past the snow-capped mountains.
Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you that the next train to Snowcrest has been cancelled. We apologize for the inconvenience.
We're currently in the middle of some travel season. After hearing the announcement, the people on the platform drag their luggage back to the waiting room and grumble. After getting Dr. Noah's contact info from Zayne yesterday, I immediately scheduled a meeting for today. Watching the time tick away on my phone, I approach the counter, unwilling to give up on my journey. Excuse me, are there other ways to get to Snowcrest besides taking the Boris Express?
We still don't know if the train has been canceled because of the weather or for another reason. For your safety, please wait.
One cheesecake and one croissant, please. Thank you.
A familiar voice reaches my ears. Surprised, I turn around and spot Zayne at a cafe nearby. Zayne? His fingers pause over the glass display. Zayne looks at me, but he doesn't seem surprised.
It's you.
I immediately regret calling out to him. I try to suppress my guilt and wave at him. I pretend it's just a normal day. Why are you here?
There's been a new development in Dr. Noah's research. He asked me to visit him a week ago.
After answering my poor excuse of a question, Zayne's gaze shifts back to the freshly baked bread on the counter.
He's not as young as he used to be and can't always do things alone anymore. I help him whenever I'm not too busy with work. Would you like to eat something together?
Thanks. I'll get a sandwich then.
Sir, the 2 lattes you ordered are ready. Here are to go.
As Zayne is about to pay, I beat him to it. It's on me. Since we're both stuck at the station, why don't we keep each other? I notice the 2 lattes on the counter, and suddenly realize there's something off. Why did you get 2 lattes? He makes a soft and takes one of the lattes from me. The hot steam shrouds the smile on his face.
Did I say we met by chance?
He knows us too well. He knows us too well. All right, well now we got to find another way up to Snowcrest. There's only one flight from Lincoln City to the Arctic. It departs in the morning and arrives in the evening local time once a day. Snowcrest, where Dr. Noah is, isn't that far from the train station, but because of how underdeveloped the transportation system is in this vast, sparsely populated region, we can only take this particular train to go there. The display screen hanging overhead shows rows and rows of red delay notices. The number of people in the waiting room decreases. As we wait, my mind recalls the files Grandma left me. There must be some secrets behind it that are connected to me. Maybe it can also explain that explosion.
What are you thinking about?
Zayne's voice interrupts my drifting thoughts. I force a smile. I'm thinking about what an aether core is and why it was fused with my heart. What if I'm a dangerous experiment that escaped from a secret lab? Maybe armed men in suits will suddenly appear to take me away in a few seconds. Zayne listens to my wild thoughts without interrupting me. Well, a few seconds have passed and nothing happened.
Maybe you'll get your answers when we arrive in Snowcrest.
Zayne gently comforts me, as if sensing my fear.
The protocore energy in your heart has always been stable. It can form an invisible shield to protect your heart when you're attacked. You also haven't become as weak as other patients with protocore syndrome.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that. Did you catch that? He says that the aether core can form an invisible shield to protect MC's heart when she's attacked. I did not catch that the first time around, but that is interesting to note about the protocore. Well, about the aether core specifically, and what it's capable of doing.
In other words, it's a power made just for you.
It was made just for me?
You won't have to worry about it anytime soon. You'll live for a long time, long enough to find out the truth.
I put my hand over my chest, trying to feel for anything weird with my heartbeat. Will the person who put the aether core in my heart want it back one day?
Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you that the train to Snowcrest will be delayed until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Really? It'll be that long?
I'm not surprised. We'll have to spend the night in a hotel near the station.
A group of fully geared hunters rushed past us. The Eval railguns in their hands are glowing blue. They're clearly charged. To be armed, and is the delay caused by wanderers?
Let's get going. Heard wanderers showed up in the dispatch center.
That sucks. I wanted to see the Aurora in Snowcrest.
They pick up their luggage and follow the very apologetic staff to a nearby hotel. I stay on the bench. Zayne wants to get up, but stops after glancing at me.
Are we not leaving?
Those hunters are on a mission. They must have a way to get to wherever they need to go, no matter how bad the weather is. An idea pops into my mind. I grab Zayne by the arm and chase after them. Let's help out. No, Ms., we don't know yet where aether cores come from. It's... There is more discussion around aether cores in terms of what was revealed during the most recent lore drops and story drops with the backtrackers and their initial plan. So there are those protocores. We also know protocores come from wanderers. The aether core specifically, or at least the aether core that is in MC's heart, we don't know the origin of it yet, other than the fact that clearly it was Ever who surgically fused it with her heart. But we don't have enough yet to put a full picture together on what that aether core is doing or where it came from. And there is no way to know yet if the reason why she is chosen for the aether core is her immortality capabilities, or if those immortality capabilities came after they fused an aether core into her heart. I feel like it was the immortality capabilities and then the aether core, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I don't know so much that they want the aether core specifically back, or they want her and her entirety back, because they need to understand why she is stable and no one else is. Because if you've noticed in the story, in all the storylines, everybody else gets protocore syndrome, and protocore syndrome inevitably turns them into wanderers and abominations. No one has been stable with an aether core or a protocore into their infused or brought into their physiology, except her. So I feel like they're trying to replicate it, but they don't know why. So since they can't fully replicate it, they need to get her back to figure that out. And it has been implied that they've been watching her all this time as well, which is interesting. That they, because Josephine clearly took her into hiding, her and Caleb into hiding. And it sounds like Ever knows where they are, or at least where she has been. Now, whether it's they've only recently discovered where she is and have been watching in the meantime, or they've known since she first escaped, and Josephine was not, in fact, as clever as she thought she was in hiding it. There is also the question of Dr. Noah's connection to Grandma, and how much did Dr. Noah know in regards to Grandma's connections to Ever, MC being a former Ever experiment. There's so many questions that we just don't have the answers for yet, if at all. Yeah. So, and I don't even know if they know that Sylus has an aether core. Though that, I mean, we know, we the audience and the readers know that Sylus has an aether core. But I don't think Ever knows. I don't think anyone knows other than MC and Sylus that he has an aether core. I don't think that's been established anywhere else, that anybody else is aware of what he's holding on to. I think, yes, I feel like Dr. Noah is an outside scientist based on how known he is, while Josephine and Philip are in hiding. Yes, I think he could be an outside scientist. The question is, how much did Josephine give away to him? Because if he was the main person that was handling MC's protocore syndrome in the beginning, before Zayne took over, the question becomes, how much did Josephine reveal to him? If she kept him fully in the dark, or if she explained some of it. That's the question we've got to figure out, and also we may never get an answer to that, at least not now. So let's see, where are we now? We are on no, we just did Beyond Expectations. They go into a fight, so now we are here.
Thanks a bunch. The dispatch center was quite crowded. Lincoln hunters like yourself have more experience in evacuating people and preparing for battle.
Nikki, don't call me out like that! Yes, I'm skipping the battles. We just did. I just totally skipped a fight. And that's because if I go into the fight, the screen's going to rotate, and then that's going to throw off the entire scene. So no, I'm not going to do battles. You're so mean, Nikki. You're so mean. Not all of us are talented. Gosh. Don't mention it. We all learn from one another.
The magnetic field here is unique. wanderers usually hang around the snowfield and mountains. They only started appearing in crowded places recently. It's probably because...
He smiles and trails off. The information is probably classified. And I would like to know. I would like to know what the classified information is, because there's something going on. Shadow! Hi! Welcome! Welcome to the stream! It's good to see you again.
Judging from the scale of the damage at the dispatch center, no trains will be leaving from today onward. You guys are headed for Snowcrest, right? If you'd like, we can lend you a transport vehicle. It'll be bumpy, but it can traverse the snowy terrain.
You have my gratitude.
It's parked right outside the train station. Come with me.
It starts to snow outside. Zayne and I stand in the freezing wind. A majestic 4-dog sleigh is in front of us. The dogs are all handsome and have thick fur. Their height is around half an average person's.
What do you think? It's a specialty here. Treat it like a tourist experience.
Nikki, should I find it telling that you joined the stream now when we're about to meet Pi? I feel like it's a little telling. Oh yeah, no, you don't know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Awesome.
It's up to you now. My team is leaving. See ya!
Another cold gust blows past us. I look at Zayne quietly and smile sheepishly. We won't be able to make it to Snowcrest tonight. Maybe we should just find a hotel nearby. Zayne hops onto the sleigh and grabs the reins effortlessly with his gloved hands.
Get on.
So you know how to drive? I mean, ride it?
Not all of my trips were accompanied by medical staff. I've ridden these sleighs a few times.
But those are actual dogs.
You're on the deluxe snow dog. The auto-driving system has been fully upgraded. Please select one of the following to start your adventure. Sightseeing. Full speed ahead. Children friendly.
It can talk? I stumble as I board the sleigh and almost fall into the snow. Zayne grabs my arm just in time. In the howling wind, Zayne glances at me through his goggles. His voice, muffled by his scarf, carries a hint of mirth.
Shall we get going?
Please drive safely. After passing through the vast snowfields, the terrain becomes ever more mountainous. At the end of the horizon is Snowcrest, shrouded in dusk. The sleigh dogs start their journey back immediately. I rub my slightly windburned face and walk to Zayne. Judging from how well you steered, you're definitely not someone who helps out a few times a year. You're like a local. What did Dr. Noah say? Should we go directly to him, or...
He said he's busy at the moment and can't pick us up in person. But...
Zayne pauses. Curious, I meet his gaze.
He's arranged our pickup ride.
Okay, are you ready, Nikki? Are you ready? A snowy white silhouette suddenly appears between us. For those of you who've listened to the podcast, I want you to remember how Nikki sounded when she talked about kitten mittens. I want you to take that voice and that enthusiasm and now shout pie at the top of your lungs. That is my bestie when it comes to pie. It's wild. And she's doing it in chat. But look at him, he is so fluffy and adorable. He's just pie. What is that, Miss?
I almost forgot how clingy he is.
In response, the white creature leaps out from the flower bed and lands on Zayne's luggage. Only now do I see it's a little white fox. Zayne closes his eyes as if hit by a migraine. When he opens his eyes, his expression returns to normal.
You've gained weight, Pie.
You've gained weight, Pie. Zayne, is that how you greet somebody? Sir, we really need to work on your etiquette. You two know each other?
He is Dr. Noah's pickup ride.
He totally makes it sound like Pi could just transform like Kiara and Inuyasha and just become rideable. Which, missed opportunity, I have to say on behalf of Infold. That was an absolute missed opportunity. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, we are now at Enigmatic Guide.
Pie.
He's so exasperated. I love it. I love him so much. My snow baby. The fox ignores Zayne, but paws at the canned pet food Zayne had brought from Lincoln City. In this cold, soulless world where advanced technology reigns supreme, it's surprising to see gluttonous creatures like you. Here, eat as much as you want. I kneel down to pat the little fox's head. He turns to rub against me affectionately before eating more food.
He loves food, but not the person who bought it.
Did Dr. Noah name him Pie because his favorite dessert is white pie?
When Dr. Noah adopted him, he ate 6 pies in one go.
So you're telling me that Pie is you as a fox? Is that what you're telling me, Zayne? Oh, Mephi and Pie interacting would be the most adorable thing ever. And it needs to happen. Oh, it needs to happen. Ah. I can't help but chuckle. Zayne lifts up Pie's right leg to check something. There's a little thing strapped to it. What is that?
A tag.
For a vaccination? I suddenly feel like Pie isn't simply Dr. Noah's pet. Zayne has always kept a tight lid on his polar-related research. He calls it a vacation or a visit to his teacher. What has he and Dr. Noah been researching? And why does it have to be done in such a cold place? Excellent questions. Very proud of you, MC. Ask those follow-up questions. As I watch Zayne brush off the crumbs from Pie's whiskers, my curiosity grows.
Pie is very special. He's as intelligent as a 9-year-old child.
That is so true. Every time she goes on a secret mission, it's a vacation. And I just have to ask myself, how many vacation days is she getting? And I would love a world where I had that many vacation days. It's wild.
Don't be fooled by his cute, innocent appearance.
With a poker face, Zayne blocks Pie's attempt to pick up another can and taps the fox's head.
You only get 1 can of snacks per day. Go on now.
Pi leads us swiftly through the streets. It takes a while, but we finally arrive at the place where Dr. Noah lives. Before we can enter the front yard, we hear the sound of some creatures whining and struggling.
There, there. The pain is gone now.
Little animals run around, stirring up snow and dirt. An old man wearing a large coat comforts the polar mink in his arms.
Zayne, what are you waiting for? Help me.
1 second.
Huh? There's a hint of metaflux in the air. Is it from the mink? Before I can ask, Zayne traps a bunch of black furballs scurrying around the yard with an ice cage he creates.
Are there other escapees?
No. They messed up my yard again.
Zayne catches another few animals in the same way and puts them back in their cages.
Does the antagonist no longer work?
Its effectiveness was shortened by a week. It seems the metaflux around this area is increasing again. Oh, hello. Long time no see.
Dr. Noah dusts off the snow on his knees, gets up, and walks over with a wide smile on his face.
Come on in. It'll be warmer inside.
The Aether Core.
How's the fish? It's not much, but I caught it myself.
This is the first time I've eaten a very sweet fish. It has a unique flavor.
Dr. Noah is very old, so his taste buds don't work anymore.
It's the slight smile on his face when he says it. After dinner, we sit in front of the fireplace together. Having eaten his fill, Pi sleeps between me and Zayne. Dr. Noah puts on his spectacles and studies the files I brought.
So your grandmother told you everything?
All she left me was this box of files. The rest I can only speculate. Is the protocore in my heart really an Aether Core? And was it placed there on purpose?
I don't know why or how the process was done, but in regards to the protocore, even a minimally invasive surgery can leave behind traces.
Dr. Noah looks up at me with expectant eyes.
If I had to guess, it might be your innate strength.
How can that...
There are countless, seemingly impossible hypotheses behind every scientific conclusion. Before the Evol gene emerged, no one believed they could wield the power of nature.
But all experiments have a purpose. What could the Aether Core in my heart possibly prove?
What were they trying to prove?
The old man laughs dryly and shakes his head.
Why do you think people want to go inside the deep space tunnel? Some things are attractive by simply existing. Unraveling the unknown is a purpose in and of itself. Some are willing to do anything to achieve their goals. So, don't let anyone know about your Aether Core.
While I haven't told everyone, Grandma is... I try to suppress the pain in my heart and compose myself. The person responsible for this will find me sooner or later. That's why I need to know what makes the Aether Core so special. You say there are people willing to do anything to achieve their goals. Who exactly?
Ether was originally something philosophers came up with. The fifth element, so to speak. No one can prove or disprove ether exists. Maybe that's the reason your grandmother called it ether. A mysterious energy that surpasses the other protocors. Anyone who knows about it will desire it.
And anyone who has it will pay the price. The Aether Core is at the center of an intricate web. What happened to my family is just one thread of it. As if sensing my thoughts, Dr. Noah gently pats me on the shoulder.
Don't worry about it too much. They shouldn't be able to find you anytime soon. The amount of energy in your heart right now is far less than what the experimental data shows. It's possible an accident occurred in the final experiment, which reduced the Aether Core's power.
Okay, so let's pause and take that in for a second. Remember what I was talking about when we pointed out how the chronoshift catastrophe happened 14 years ago? She escapes with or without Caleb, depending on the timeline and what we're talking about, at the same time. Cause and effect. Did the deep space tunnel opening happen simultaneously or happen because of something that went wrong in the experiment? We know that she has a connection to that tunnel. There's an eye or energy or a creature or something in that tunnel that she is connected to and that is watching her. So again, we just have these little sprinkles of crumbs and theories where we ask ourselves, what happened during the chronoshift catastrophe? We know in the memories that we saw in chapters 1 and 2, she's being chased, you can hear a wanderer, and then it specifically states she feels a pain in her heart like she's been stabbed while staring at this eye overhead. So I'm hoping as we go along and with the more lore drops we get, that starts to clarify a little bit more in terms of the chicken and the egg of, did MC cause the chronoshift catastrophe, or did the chronoshift catastrophe interrupt something and cause an issue with MC? I wonder if the deep space tunnel is like the different dimension that MC and Sylus went into during the vampire Sylus myth. Yes, it's like, what is that tunnel and what is in that tunnel? Because the tunnel can go anywhere. We've got Caleb in the tunnel going off to uncharted areas. At the end of the most recent lore drop, we had the throwaway comment that had Nikki and I laughing, where it talks about Sylus recognizing whoever's on the other side or what it is, but, you know, can't be bothered to go deal with it. He's like, don't know if my body will hold up. And I don't really have any motivation to go do that right now, so we'll let it be. So there's a lot more happening with that deep space tunnel than we know. There's still a lot more to uncover and a lot more for Infold to reveal to us. But we do want to note this because we remember in chapter 1, when she goes to have her evol read, it can't read her evol. And she specifically states that ever since the chronoshift catastrophe, where she was, quote, end quote, attacked by a wanderer, her evol has been unstable. It can't be read, it can't be analyzed, but clearly she is powerful, very powerful. We see her, not only can she resonate with any evol type, she can technically take control of their evols. As we saw during the summer banner with Caleb specifically, when they're paragliding and she uses his evol to go up. She uses his gravity evol, and you could see the shock on Caleb's face when she does it. So, and they also make a specific comment in the beginning about how her evol still has places to grow. So we don't even know the limitations on on her ability and what she can do. We know that she can sense metaflux almost better than the Hunter's Watch can. She can differentiate between the various metaflux frequencies, so she can spot different sources at once. She can resonate with those sources. She has power that could literally turn a city into a crater if she quote unquote explodes. She can take control of other people's evols. Now, thanks to Zayne and Dr. No, we also know that apparently the Aether Core creates a shield around her heart if she's under attack. So her abilities are still growing. And then, of course, you add in the immortality portion of the game. And there's a lot happening here, and it's little wonder that Ever has been hunting her and was doing experiments on her. The question I have is, how did she get into the clutches of Ever the first time? Because we know she went into the tunnel after Sylus at the end of the Silverwing myth. So how did... Dimitri said something like she appeared, or they found her, but we're going to have to view that again when we get to Death and Rebirth. And we are going to get to Death and Rebirth because we're going to do the whole main story. And then probably after that go into the anecdotes and the tender moments and the memorias is my ultimate goal. We're diving into all the story everywhere. But back to Dr. Noah and this very interesting line. Reduced the power?
I'm just guessing. This is beyond my field of expertise.
Who else knows about the experiments?
To better understand your heart's condition, I tried to contact those researchers privately. But most had either died or disappeared. It'd be hard to find any of them today. I do recall your grandmother mentioning one had run away to, N109 zone. They joined on a kindness.
Oh, that must be Philip. On a kindness? I didn't expect to hear that name from him, but after giving it some thought, it makes sense.
Their fellow researchers started dying or disappearing soon after that.
I only knew Grandma used to do scientific research, but she never mentioned what she researched. Our home also didn't have any hints about her past. Dr. Noah, I have one last question about Grandma. Was she the person who put the Aether Core in my heart?
I don't know. I know very little about your grandmother. But not everyone is lucky enough to do what's right in the beginning. We can only hope we'd have the chance to turn it into something we won't regret.
Dr. Noah puts all the files back into the box and hands it to me.
Maybe this is the choice she made.
So circling back to our earlier question of how much does Dr. Noah know? Clearly he knows enough to know about the Ever Scientists, the experiments, and having connections within the scientific community to go reach out to those that would be into hiding. But clearly not all of it. So she told him enough, I think. Enough to understand what had been done to MC and to properly help with the protocore in her heart. But she clearly didn't give him all of the nitty-gritty details. And now I want to do research into Aether from a mythological perspective. I'm curious to see if I do any diving into that, if there might be some symbols or a motif that emerges that could add a layer to this story, much like time. I'll have to do some reading on that, and then we can discuss it next stream, what I find. Snowy Tranquility is next. In the stillness of night, all is quiet except for the muffled crackling of the fireplace. Occasionally, a few sparks pop out from the flames, making a crisp sound. After tossing and turning in my bed, I decided to sit in front of the fireplace and go through the files left by Grandma. The Aether Core, energy incompatible to other protocores. Incomparable. Sorry, not incompatible. Grandma knew someone might target people related to Aether Cores. Is that why she kept me in the dark for so long? What should I do now? While my mind is a tangled mess, I hear a rhythmic tapping sound from the French windows. As I turn, I see Zayne standing there with a thin layer of snow on his hair.
The Aurora?
Will there really be one tonight?
The weather forecast predicted heavy snowfall with cloudy skies, and the KP index is low. It's unlikely we'll see an aurora.
Then why did you...
When visiting for the first time, an aurora is required to make the trip worthwhile. Look, the snow has stopped. Only at the very end will someone know if there is a watershed moment.
Until the very end. Yet, Grandma and those researchers... they... But there are people who persist until the very end, only to be defeated.
I meant the aurora.
Same. What's that over there?
Mount Eternal.
Oh. I remember. It had an anomalous protofield a few years back. Dr. Noah chose to live here in the Arctic. For your research project, right?
Not necessarily. My friend sacrificed himself during the protofield anomaly that took place here.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Is there more to his sacrifice? Like a secret?
It was an accident. It's already in the past.
Do you think the pain caused by death can truly be forgotten with time?
It cannot. Time can't heal everything, nor can someone simply forget the pain. However, people can become accustomed to sorrow.
But time has helped you and Dr. Noah find things worth living for, hasn't it?
The Aurora.
You're right. An aurora is required to make an Arctic trip worthwhile. It's a shame we can only enjoy it for a few moments.
If you're sad, let this stay behind to appreciate the Aurora in your place.
Is that snowman supposed to be me? Are you going to stay in Snowcrest for a while longer? Well, I'll leave this with you then. Will the snowman remind you of me?
No. However, when I do think of you, I'll just call.
To give me more doctor's orders? You're a very dedicated physician.
After you leave here and return home, you'll likely be quite busy.
Yeah, Busy learning about the secrets of the Ether Core and Onychynus. Let's hope that both of us can find the truth we seek.
Aw, he made us a snowman. It's right there when he makes seals. But yes, I had forgotten that when all of that went down on Mount Eternal, Zayne was only he was in his teen years. He was a baby. He was just a baby. Nikki, you crack me up. Oh goodness. Okay. We are coming to the end of chapter 5. Here we go. Snowy Mountain.
Good night.
I bid farewell to Zayne once we return to the living room. The aurora might have actually put me at ease. A wave of tiredness overwhelms me.
Wait.
He picks up the documents scattered on the sofa. Then he quickly organizes them and hands them to me.
Here. These documents contain information about the energy in your heart and its connection to the Ether Core. If they're leaked, you might become Onychynus' next target.
I know. But why would they kill researchers who worked with an Aether Core? They want to keep it secret, its existence a secret?
Perhaps they don't want anyone else to get their hands on it, as they try to obtain one for themselves. Or there are Ether Cores already in their possession, and they're currently trying to keep it secret.
I pause for a moment and then grab the documents from Zayne's hands.
What is it?
You said there could be an Aether Core in Onychynus' possession, right? I quickly flip through the documents. An idea forms in my mind.
I was only speculating.
No, you might be onto something. Found it. Energy at rest, 3021.7 EV. This is my heart's minimum energy output value that corresponds to the ground state of the Aether Core. It dawns on me. I lift my arm and use the Hunter's Watch to look through the database on that protocore I found in the no-hunt zone. $3,019.9 EV. The protocurve of that protocore and the energy value in its ground state is close to the energy value of the Aether Core in my heart. Meanwhile, the energy value for ordinary protocores is around 2500 EV. This can't be a coincidence. That protocore is a result of Onychynus using an Aether Core to modify it. As Dr. Noah said, the Aether Cores could already be in Onychynus' hands. A cheerful cry snaps me back to reality. Pi circles around me twice and curiously paws at the luggage by my feet.
It took a lot of effort to get here. Why not stay for a few more days?
Thank you, but I want to go back home and double check something. When I have time, I'll visit you again. Then I'll stay until you beg me to leave.
Great. I'll hold you to it. I called a friend. He'll take you to the train station in a bit.
Pi.
Zayne walks out of the house carrying his belongings and beckons Pi to his side.
All set?
Mm-hmm. It's freezing. Please go back inside. Pi will be my guide.
Zayne exchanges a few words in a low voice with Dr. Noah, and then walks over to me.
Stay safe.
You really aren't coming with me?
What? Did you think I was joking when I said I was here on business?
No, not really. I shift my gaze, the distant snowy mountain in a deep slumber. For some reason, hearing that Zayne plans to venture deep into Mount Eternal reminds me of what he mentioned last night. I still feel uneasy. You take care of yourself, and Pi.
I will.
Pi barks twice at the entrance, and Zayne nods to Dr. Noah before turning around and leaving. As daybreak arrives, everything else is still sleeping. His figure disappears step by step as he heads to the wintry mountain. In boundless white, he stands out like a lone stroke of black paint on a blank canvas, adding a touch of depth and beauty to pure scenery. I blink and notice my vision has become slightly blurry. I rub my eyes and see tiny snowflakes. It's snowing again. And I know Nikki would like me to do the battles at the end, but no, that's not what we're going to do. I don't want to have to reset my screen. But therein lies the end of chapter 5. I mean, it would be fun to watch me auto battle it. I know you came for Pi and left for Zayne. Go enjoy your errands, Nikki. I'll see you later when we record the podcast. So there's a lot happening here. We've got Dr. Noah. We've learned more about the Aether Core. And we've learned that Grandma was hiding a few secrets up her sleeve. I don't think she gave them all away with those files. I feel like she gave enough, but I think she was still hiding some stuff. Especially when we go and we'll read the World Underneath stuff later. That'll give us a little bit more perspective into some of the things that Grandma Josephine did when she was a very bad person. Grandma was very bad. Bad. Okay, so shifting gears. Endless Night. Considering that the opening is Legendary Lumiere, I wonder who this chapter could be about. We get to get our Xavier on once more. And then I do believe Rafayel is next, isn't he? Yes, Rafayel is next. So exciting. Okay, so we've got a little bit more about Mount Eternal. We've got a few more crumbs on Zayne. Now we get to get back into the mysteries of Xavier, and let's see where chapter 6 takes us and what more we can learn. Gosh, it's been so long since I've done these early chapters that I'm like, oh, I forgot this happened. This is kind of, good job me. This was an excellent decision on my part. I'm glad I decided to do this, and I'm glad that you're all here to join me on this little adventure back to the beginning. Here we go. On the day after returning to Lincoln City, I went through application process to access all available databases in the association. However, the word Onakainis was...
Sorry. No relevant data entries can be found. Please use another database and try again.
How? It didn't seem like a secret since Captain Jenna mentioned them before. Are there hidden search results? I try again and type N109 zone.
51 relevant data entries found.
The N109 zone, once a hub for technological advancement, was destroyed during the disaster 14 years ago. It became a wasteland. A protofield has engulfed the no-hunt zone, isolating it from the outside world. Wanderers and fog act as a natural barrier, rendering this area free from the government's and the association's jurisdiction. Over time, countless misfits and exiles risked their lives to enter the N109 zone. Various factions now exist in the area where violence and crime are the norm. The N109 zone is now a lawless place where morality is unheard of. Text continues to appear on the screen. As I quickly skim, my disappointment only grows. All of this is vague information. I won't find any leads on the N109 zone from the association. I sigh and end my search. Suddenly, Tara's face appears in front of me.
Hey! So, how was Snowcrest? Did you have fun?
Tara! I grabbed the souvenir I brought back. The aurora was amazing. The mountains were beautiful. And there was this...
You actually remembered?
She happily accepts the souvenir and then leans in.
I noticed you were looking into the N109 zone. Got a new mission already? That's a place even veteran hunters won't touch. Shouldn't Captain Jenna be extra prepared before heading in?
The fewer people involved with Onakainis and District N109, the better. I hesitate for a moment, then beat around the bush. I was just curious. Even if Captain Jenna gave me the mission in person, I wouldn't accept it.
I see. But I heard the people in the N109 zone are too busy cleaning up their own mess. They won't be causing trouble anytime soon.
What do you mean?
About a month ago, not long after our last mission ended, there was quite a spectacle in the N109 zone. Numerous deals were being made on the black market. A whole bunch of protocors were all cleaned out without a trace. And you know how the black market runs. Weapon augmentations, human experiments, medical research. They rely on protocors.
Who did it?
No one knows. But according to the rumors...
It's Lumiere.
A chair slides into the space between Tara and me.
Nero, when did you get in here?
Lumiere?
Yeah. Aside from him, nobody can just go in and out of the N109 zone.
He pushes up his glasses, a glint of excitement flashing in his eyes.
Don't you know who he is? He's a mysterious hunter who appeared during the disaster 14 years ago. He was the first person to successfully kill a Wanderer. The Wanderer was really stunning. I mean, formidable. It's known as a...
I know Lumiere. And it's possible we met before. Although my memory is a bit fuzzy, I still remember that rusty red rain. I could only see the shadow of a wanderer, but then a beam of light saved me. Still, I have no idea who protected me. But Lumiere hasn't shown up in ages. He's just an urban legend now. To enter the N109 zone, just for protocors. Are you sure it's him?
99.9% sure. I heard that after he left the black market, he was on one of N109 zone's skyscrapers, destroying protocors like he was setting off fireworks. Only he would be bold enough to provoke everyone in the N109 zone.
Destroying protocors? It almost reminds me of...
It sucks that Lumiere's whereabouts are always shrouded in mystery. If we found him, wouldn't places like the N109 zone be under our control?
To find Lumiere. Tara's lighthearted joke gives me an idea. Okay, one moment. PSA, to hydrate everybody. I need a drink of water myself. Ooh. Mouth was getting a little dry. Take a moment, take a drink. We're gonna stretch our backs for a second. Oh, pop. Unclench our jaws, lower our shoulders. Whew. Okay. Shake it out. All right, here we go. What do we say? The mission a month ago in the game was the No Hunt Zone mission where we met Xavier again, right? Oh, that is an interesting... Yeah. The timeline does match. It could be. But I don't think... It could be, but I don't think we were in the N109 zone, because there's multiple no-hunt zones. Because remember in chapter 3? 3. We were in no-hunt zone 7, where we met Xavier again. And I don't think they're going to send a brand spanking rookie hunter into the N109 zone for our first mission. That seems a little cruel. That's one hell of a hazing. Welcome to the Hunters Association. Now go to the N109 zone and see if you live. There is no telling what Xavier did after that. Xavier's been hopping all over the place, which is the important thing. He keeps disappearing and reappearing, and we have no idea where he's going or what he's doing. At least right now. We have a bit more of a sense of what he was doing later in the story, but as it's set right now, we have no idea. He just kind of comes and goes, and then falls asleep, surrounded by wanderers.
Dear passenger,
Love my star boy.
This is the last train heading to the Lincoln Botanical Garden for the day. If you
All
wish
right,
to visit the Lincoln
look at this here.
Botanical
So we've got
Garden,
Lumiere,
please
hero
board this train.
saved from mankind from wanderers in 2034. When Earth fell at the mercy of wanderers in 2034, Lumiere came to mankind's rescue and eliminated the majority of them, freeing Lincoln City from its suffering. He disappeared without a trace when the war came to an end, and his identity remains unknown to this day. Over the past 2 years, however, people have reported sightings of him, so he resurfaced 2 years ago. His age is unknown, but he's thought to be in his 20s to 40s. His evol is light, and the event, he elimination of wanderers and rescued the city of Lincoln. So that's his wiki article right there. Oh, Shadow, good call out. When we saw Mephi at the end of 3, the question is was Mephisto watching MC or Xavier? But I don't think Sylus knows Xavier is Lumiere. I don't think he's made that connection. But it is an interesting theory. And if Sylus does know Xavier is Lumiere, that opens up a whole other kettle of fish. If that's actually true. That would be, oh gosh, if he did know, that would be That would be
His
moment.
whereabouts are unknown. It makes sense. It's hard to find someone after they disappear for years. Oh, Xavier? Oh no. That was close.
You.
Don't get the wrong idea. I just... I'm sorry.
Really, that's it? Hello and welcome, Hinagami. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to meet you. We're in the middle of just starting chapter 6 for Love and Deepspace. I was like, I wasn't expecting to be that short in just a cutscene. So this might go a hair quicker than I thought. Who do I like among the 5 boys? I will always be a harem girly first, but I will say that my top 2 are Caleb and Sylus, with Rafayel making my top 3. Yeah, I'm a sucker for really complex, morally gray men. I have a problem. I have a severe problem. And I'm also a sucker for anybody that looks like they can actually pick me up. But yeah, no, I will still defend to my dying day about being a harem girly, but yeah, I am a Sylus and Caleb girly with my lovely little fishy sliding in on occasion to be like, hey girl, hey. I love my sassy little fish, what can I say? But yes. Are you, do you like Sylus and Caleb too? Oh, yay! Well, hey, we can bond over our love for those two. You cosplayed them? Oh my gosh, you have I could never. I am such a little introverted coward. Oh wow. Do you cosplay them as their regular selves, or do you specialize in one of their mythological forms? Like, do you cosplay as Dragon Sylus, the Relentless Conqueror, or the Silverwind Fiend? Or are you rocking that Caleb Colonel outfit? Gosh, the amount of hours that would take to sew all that. That's so cool. Okay, while you're typing the answer to that, let us go to the next section. I wonder if this will be another cutscene.
This is the last train of the
Huh.
day. Passengers who wish to
Now that
disembark,
I think about
please
it,
be aware.
I haven't seen Xavier in over a month. A lot of things have happened since then.
Is there something outside?
No.
I never thought I'd bump into you on the subway.
Same. Now I'm worried about what will happen next. Please don't say we're about to find ourselves in some crisis. You won't, right?
Sorry, but there is a crisis. I'm really hungry, and all the stores are closed.
Maybe it's because Wanderers have been more active lately.
Anyway, why are you just going home now?
I was thinking about stuff, got distracted, and missed a bunch of trains.
Try not to ponder while in dangerous places next time.
What? Wait, this train isn't going to eat me alive, is it?
Haven't you heard of the urban legend? After midnight, an empty train will appear. Anyone unlucky enough to ride it will be dragged into the depths of the abyss.
Uh-huh.
It will be midnight in 30 seconds. If we don't get off here, we'll be trapped in the abyss.
Another ghost story. Don't scare me. How are we feeling? How's my MC feeling? He is such a dork. I love him so much. I love Xavier so much. He's so dork. It's like, scary story. I love that the crisis is that he's hungry. I want to pick him up and put him in my pocket. Let's do this one.
Do you like telling ghost stories? I take this train all the time. I've never encountered anything out of the ordinary.
If something strange does happen, I hope you still have the guts.
Speaking of which, why does it feel like we've been on this train for a while? We should have reached the next stop by now.
This is West Garden Station. Doors will
West
open
Garden
on the
Station?
line.
That can't be
Exit
right.
in an orderly fashion.
They boarded the train here. Something's off, Xavier. Let's get out here and...
Don't. If you get off the train, you'll be stuck with no way out.
That can't be because of a ghost, right? Nope, not a ghost. It's a wanderer.
Watch out.
Oh, this is interesting. So far, Xavier's chapter's been nothing but cutscenes. And I'm trying to be quiet so that we can watch all the cutscenes without interruption. But that's shorter than I thought. Okay. Rafayel does have the best clothes. I still maintain the Blossom event banner was just Rafayel kidnapping all the boys and shoving them into his closet, being I can't take it anymore. I must dress all of you. Because all those, how else do you explain Zayne wearing lace? That's just not what Zayne does. I love my snowman, I really do. But that man's closet is nothing but suits and vests and black with some dark green and a little bit of white. But in the Blossom event, you had that man with a lace collar on, and I'm like, yeah, no, that was Rafayel being like, I can't take this anymore, and totally dressing Zayne. That's the only, like, all of their outfits. I just have this image of Rafayel being like, no. It's like Devil Wears Prada. Just put it down. I will dress you. He absolutely shopped and did it. And then once the Idol banner hit, he was like, I have the costumes. I know what we're doing. And dressed them all again. It's his fashion is so on point, and he looks good in everything. I have yet to put a thing on Rafayel where it looks wrong on him. There are some things that look better than others, absolutely. But Rafayel and Caleb specifically, both of them, look amazing in everything. You could put them in anything and they look good, and I hate them for it. It's just like, can they look weird in one thing and they don't? I don't know what golden ratio the developers unlocked when they did those character designs. But just so good. All of it, so good. He is the fashionista of the group. He really is. He is absolutely the fashionista. Rafayel is not going outside in anything less than his best. He killed it. Rafayel killed it in the Idol banner. I also think, actually, for me, out of all of them, I think Zayne actually had the best song out of the Idol banner. I would say that Zayne was my favorite song, and I think Zayne was the best song. Caleb had my favorite choreo. Sylus was just... Oh my god, that's trigger, why? Why? That song. Oh, Luke and Kieran. Oh, Luke and Kieran wrote that song, and Mephisto was the producer, and it haunts me to this day. But I love Sylus's outfit the most. Especially, the red is good, but his alternative color on the Idol band, oh my god, I love that outfit. With the greens and it looks like a peacock. Sylus, look, everybody else, all the other boys knew that this was an Idol banner. Sylus went out on that stage and was like, this is a Magic Mike audition, right? And I'm like, yes, sir. This is absolutely Magic Mike. Just body roll, thrust those hips. I'm good. Just, oh, yes. The rest of them were like, we have choreo. Oh my god, that Idol banner. Oh, I know. Nikki barely kept it together. I don't know how we managed to make it through the podcast, let alone the pulling of those memories. Nikki couldn't keep it together. She was laughing her ass off. At one point, she almost, like, she threw her head back, and I think it was during the Sylus one, and I had to shove my hand between her head and the edge of the coffee table. I was like, oh my god. Oh god, it was so good. It was so good. She still can't keep a straight face. She still can't do it. Like, if I just hold up my iPad with, especially if it's Sylus and Badass Trigger, she's gone. She's absolutely gone. She can't do it. And I will admit, I was a little sadistic. I kept pausing the memory when we were watching it together. I was like, no, you're not missing a second of this. You will watch this screen and we will keep it together. Oh my god. Oh, the banner was so good. Oh, so good. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? Sorry, my brain is now filled with Sylus doing very inappropriate things on a stage. Okay, focus. Focus, mama, focus. Holy hell. Yes, Xavier, mirrors, wanderer, storyline. That's why we're here, kids. We just finished, it was next step, I think? Yes, so now we're on loop mirror. Okay, yes, 4. Here we are. I found us. Thanks for sticking with me.
Nope, not a ghost. It's a wanderer.
Watch out.
Over there. Xavier, the wanderer is hiding in the glass.
Not that side.
Oh no.
You okay?
I'm fine. I'm not hurt. Was it just my imagination? Again with the West Garden Station. This train is stuck in a loop. A piece of mirror.
The train is trapped within an invisible mirror. That wanderer can travel between glass and mirrors. Find it, otherwise the train will keep going in circles forever.
But there are so many windows. Where do we start?
We just... don't let it hide.
So once again, we got a another flash of that suppression collar. And it does just look like regular hunter gear. I love what they've done with this. That we don't find out till much later what that collar is doing. And all we know at this point is it just looks like advanced hunter gear. It was really well done, but they make sure that when it does pop on screen, it's right there. Like, they focus on it, they show, you see it, and you're like, oh, blue collar around his neck is doing something. All right. Skipping the battle.
Dear passengers,
Was the Flux Nexus related to the appearance of Test Hathli Polka?
The station will now be closing. We ask all those who have yet to leave
Oh,
to do so as soon as
all the
possible.
windows are
We
broken.
look forward to seeing you again.
It's just that I wanted us to look for it carefully. I didn't expect you to...
What can I say? I was exhausted. But yeah, it wasn't a good plan.
It's okay. I also feel responsible. We'll bear the consequences together. Xavier? He can fall asleep while standing up?
Is he a giraffe? I love how he falls asleep standing up. Also, the sheer volume of property damage. Can you imagine Captain Jenna when she gets that report? Thank God Xavier's involved. Because she has to be like, well, Xavier, so I can't, like, reprimand you too hard because, you know, you can't control him. But, oh my God, the amount of money it would take to fix all those windows and everything. Just, poor Captain Jenna. She's gonna have to explain that to the higher-ups. That is so not fair to her. Also, I genuinely think he went to town. He's selling the idea that he was tired and not in control and I'm like, no, dude, we all know that you decimated that wanderer because it hurt her. Like, don't even play that game with me. We don't actually know why let me rephrase. I don't think it's confirmed, Gran, why he falls asleep, but it seems to be implied that because of his evil and how powerful he is, when he uses it, it drains him. Because as a Phalosian, we learned this in the most recent story chapters that dropped for Phalosians, that their evil is tied to their life force once they've left Philos. So now that he's not on Philos anymore, when he uses his evil, it's like burning his own life force, which is why his family created the suppression collar, that blue collar around his neck. It's supposed to limit how much of his evil he can use at a time. So the implication, in terms of my understanding, is the reason why he's so tired all the time is because he's trying to recoup and recharge from using his evil, because it takes so much out of him. And the hysterical thing is he seems so powerful, but what's made clear is even that power is just a fraction of how powerful he really and truly is. That collar is keeping him in check. Once the collar's off, there's nothing keeping him in check. He can burn through his life force, but also do a lot more. So we're only, as powerful as he is, we're only seeing a fraction of Xavier's capacity. That was a great question. And thanks for commenting. I love when I get questions. I love when there's a lively chat that I can talk to. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay. Next bit. Boop.
Fighting while exhausted and hungry? You're the most dedicated hunter I've seen.
It was on the way. I didn't expect to be so exhausted.
It was killed by Lumiere 14 years ago, and no others have appeared since? Lumiere? His name keeps showing up.
Lumiere?
Yeah. The database says Tezcatlipoca was a troublesome wanderer that appeared 14 years ago. Lumiere was the one who killed it. And this time, when it appeared, you... Xavier, you're not Lumiere, right?
He appeared 14 years ago. Should be in his 40s by now. And rumor has it that he's a Tenebrae now.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear, especially when someone like him is involved. And I was kidding. You can't be him. You don't look like someone in his 40s.
Why do you need to meet him?
I wouldn't say that. I'm just trying my luck.
He is the worst liar ever, Shadow. Like, he is not even selling that at all. Who is Lumiere? Who is this person you speak of? It cannot be me. He's so stilted.
Only one to walk out of the N-109 zone unscathed. Wiped out 3 important factions in the N-109 zone overnight? You believe that?
I'm just curious. If he can waltz into a dangerous place like the N-109 zone and leave without a scratch, he must know a lot.
Even if he's in the know, he might not remember much if he has a bad memory. But the more important thing here is, are you interested in him or the N-109 zone?
Did you forget what Captain Jenna said? If we want to investigate the modified protocore, we need to look into Anakinus and the N-109 zone.
The mission doesn't require you to go there.
I wasn't planning to. I thought I'd take a quick peek.
Really?
I'm well aware it's an area you can't just visit because you feel like it.
It's a dangerous place. One mistake and you forfeit your life, if you really want to go. Then you either have to have strength, or you have to blend in.
Care to explain?
It's like a melting pot. Everyone knows where people's loyalties lie, so they only acknowledge their allies. If you can't use brute force, blending in is the easiest way. But it's also quite the challenge.
How do you know all this?
This stuff isn't top secret. One just needs to dig a little.
Yet, no one said anything about it to me before.
That's enough gossiping for today. This is my house. You should head home too. The sooner the better.
Actually, I live here. In this building.
Dun dun dun! Well, hey, neighbor. Right? How on earth did he not realize they were neighbors sooner? That, or he's trying to deflect that he did know by saying, hey, you should probably keep going. Because if he doesn't say something, then it does look a little suspicious. Like he was fully aware that she lived in the building, or thought that she was coming home with him. So he might have said it to also just kind of play into the, I know nothing, don't look at me, Lumiere and all of this. I'm just a mildly suspicious man who falls asleep in the middle of Wanderer stuff while standing. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Never would have expected this. Xavier lives on the floor above me. It's not surprising. A lot of hunters live around here. But the fact that we're only separated by a floor is a bit too coincidental.
Actually, I moved in over 6 months ago, so that makes you more suspicious compared to me.
Okay, but you know an awful lot about the N-109 zone. Are you sure you're not the suspicious one here?
Well, what about you?
Huh?
Is your interest in the N-109 zone only related to the modified protocore?
Okay, yeah, I do want to go. There's something I need to do there. Could you give me some more info? If it's not too much trouble, of course. Is that a yes? Or
If you're so curious, we can meet up tomorrow.
Really?
It's no problem as long as I get a good night's sleep.
I thought you'd be wide awake right now. Great. Well, thanks in advance. Good night.
Tomorrow then.
He's so cute. Outside, a flock of birds flies over the apartment like a cloud of ink spilling onto the sky. It's 11 a.m. now. Xavier should already be awake, right? Worried that he isn't, I pace back and forth for another hour. Then, I, feeling antsy, immediately head upstairs. Even when I'm outside Unit 602, I still can't believe Xavier is basically my neighbor.
You're here early.
Xavier yawns, looking almost harmless in his simple white sweater.
Orange juice, coffee, or water?
Huh?
Are you thirsty?
He takes 2 matching mugs from the cabinet and heads into the kitchen. It seems like he just woke up. His hair is disheveled, strands sticking out from the back of his head. Water's fine.
Ice or no ice?
It's okay, Xavier. I'm here because...
My place is a bit of a mess. You can sit anywhere, though. Do you want some breakfast? Fried eggs and toast? Oh, I'm out of eggs. Are sausages okay?
Thank you, but I'm not hungry. Also, it's almost noon. I scoot to the edge of the couch, eager to get down to business. I spent all night thinking that you and Lumiere are definitely connected. Ever since we met, you've been constantly looking for something. You just destroy protocores as if they're nothing when hunters know how important they are. You can kill a wanderer that even a group of hunters would struggle against. Not to mention, the gossip you heard about the N109 zone is more in-depth than any info in the association's databases. At the abandoned research base and in No Hunt Zone number 7, maybe your goal aligns with mine as well as Onokinus's. Xavier looks at me quietly, then flashes a faint smile.
So, are you here to confirm my connection to Lumiere? Or are you here for something in the N109 zone?
It doesn't matter. I'm just gathering information in a roundabout way. I'd really appreciate it if you could give me some ideas. Xavier lowers his gaze, seemingly lost in thought as he stares at his slippers. Then he breaks the silence with a question.
The protocore we found in the No Hunt Zone had a red protocurve. Do you know why?
The air seems to freeze for a moment. I feel like I've grasped the unspoken meaning behind his words. He'll only reveal his cards when he's certain I'm on the same page as him. I take a deep breath and say, "It's an aether core, right?" He's so evasive. Hearing the words aether core, Xavier's eyes widen. a hint of indiscernible emotion appearing. Yet he soon returns to being nonchalant.
Yes. The modified protocores in the abandoned research base and No Hunt Zone number 7 possess energy derived from an ether core.
How can the Hunters Association not be aware of them? He thinks for a moment before shaking his head.
They aren't for now. The Hunters Association only knows it holds powerful energy, but they don't have the means to analyze it. They won't be making any progress on that front for a while.
Why didn't you tell them?
You didn't tell them either, right?
He remains calm as he avoids answering my question.
Everyone has secrets and their reasons for doing things. Regardless, I won't be your enemy. And it appears you have more secrets than me.
Nervous, I avert my gaze.
The reason you want to investigate the N109 zone is because of your family. Am I wrong?
You also heard about it. I take a deep breath and look into his eyes. The secrets surrounding the Aether Core can explain what happened to me and them. But since we both want to look into this, even if you aren't my enemy now, you might be later. Distressed, Xavier furrows his brow. I silently apologize to him in my heart. Suddenly, he grabs my arm, and the user interface for the Hunter's Watch appears.
Xavier has requested to synchronize access privileges. Accept?
Before I can react, Xavier accepts the request on my watch.
Synchronizing access privileges. Please wait. Synchronization complete. Your current access privileges are at the highest level. You can use the best training grounds available. Use the S-Rank database and request weapons from Armory 0001 through 0005.
I'm stunned. With an air of serenity, Xavier smiles at me.
Now do you trust me?
You gave me access privileges just like that. You should have thought about it some more.
They expire in 24 hours. You have 23 hours and 59 minutes remaining.
I quickly stand up and get ready to leave. I take a few steps before turning around. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nothing in this world can be fully explained. Still, I hope you find out the truth.
Leaning against the bookshelf, he waves. As soon as I reach the door, a strange scent catches my attention. I turn around again.
Did you forget something?
Xavier, what's that smell? Something is burning. You must have left the oven on.
Oops.
How does he know that the Hunter Association will be able to analyze Aether Cores for now? Is that a main story update spoiler? No, actually, I think it's because you have to remember that the Philos of Xavier's original time was far more advanced than the present timeline. So I think he's aware of the technological gaps. And I think it's just a comment to that. It's a throwaway line that kind of makes you go, how do you know that? But I think it's coming from that perspective, that he knows technology hasn't reached the stage necessary to do certain things that could be done in his original timeline where he's from. Yes, Xavier and MC have, their relationship is very interesting in terms of what Xavier's willing to give away in terms of information and what he continues to hold on to. He gets better, and we'll see that as we continue the playthrough. He gets better about sharing information with her and not leaving her so in the dark. He's still holding on to certain things, and then by the time we hit the present storyline, she's almost fully there with him in terms of everything that's happened. So we see that as part of their narrative growth in their relationship arc, is Xavier starting to trust more and to let go more in terms of control with her. Because you remember, he's also dealing with a lot of trauma. The two previous iterations that he has met of her, one already died, the other one he left behind, and he is making the noble sacrifices without giving them the full information of what he's doing every single time, which goes back into my agency rant that I've had on the podcast several times about just fucking tell her. Let her decide, dear Lord. But, you know, they've all the love interests have their own specific set of trauma that's being addressed within their various relationships with MC. Xavier's got a martyr complex he's got to work on. Rafayel has his abandonment issues and his anxious attachment with her. Yes, the Archfiend myth does also bring in some revelations regarding the Aether Cores and Soul Fragments, and how that comes into play because of the mimicry of the curse and the half soul as a repercussion from what they did in their original lives together as the dragon and the sorceress. Because remember, they split their souls and shared them. And because MC has never been truly an immortal, the portion of Sylus's soul within her fought her. Kept her alive and immortal, but caused her a crap ton of pain. And then you've got them splitting apart and going into the tunnel, and somewhere in there is a gladiator ring. There's so much on that timeline. There's so much on that timeline. Once you add in the Silver Fiend myth, and going from like dragon to this, to gladiator in the sky, to time prison, to here, like that is, Sylus went on a journey through that deep space tunnel, and I don't even know the full timeline yet on how that all shook out, but dang. Well, you also have to remember how it's discussed that a planet creates an Aether Core. A dying planet creates an Aether Core, which is what the backtrackers were going for in their sustainable hunt for a new power source for Philos. So if dying planets create Aether Cores, it does beg the question where the Aether Core came from that is in MC's heart. Because Wanderers will die and produce just regular protocores. So where did the Aether Core that goes into Sylus come from, and the one that went into MC come from? Also, there is this almost echo between the Aether Cores, and I don't know whether it's because they're both Aether Cores, or the implication adding on the layer of how they're two halves of the same soul. If those Aether Cores, the Aether Core in Sylus and the Aether Core in MC, are paired in some way, which would be very interesting. Clearly, I really need this replay through, lads. I think we all do. I mean, after the after the drop that we just had with the main story and how they wrapped up Xavier's whole arc and kind of also brought closure to Rafayel's arc, there's been a lot of lore. So that's also kind of why I thought with the Void Side chats every week we could go back in and kind of relook at the main storyline as a whole, but then also go in and dive into their memories, their myths, the world under deep space, and kind of dig around in here, because there's so much happening that it gets lost a little bit. These little fragments, these little crumbs on the trail. And I also think it will help us better prepare for the next lore drop, because they still have to do Death and Rebirth were Sylus and Zayne, and then To Yesteryear was Rafayel and Xavier. So that leaves Caleb as the next main story drop, and I'm still arguing for, I do believe that we're gonna see the 6th LI drop, because we're right in that transition period with how they've wrapped certain parts of the main story up, and they're gearing up for the next round. Because it almost feels like by the end of To Yesteryear that we've closed a prologue. Honestly, like everything we've done up till now in the main storyline has been a prologue. Like here's the full cast of characters. We now have all 5 LIs. We've wrapped up some of the overarching plot lines with what kind of got us moving in the main story, and now we have a council of villains with Ever and what's happening there. And you're starting to see the main plot shift away from the Backtrackers and Lumeria into what's going on with the fleet and the fleet's connection to Ever. Also Sai being his magnificent self in the N109 zone, and MC kind of being in the middle of all of this. So I think going back through this main story is going to probably remind us and open our eyes to a lot of things that we may have forgotten in our grind to get through all the story to get caught up. At least that's my thought. Also, I'm interested to see if I missed anything. Same, Karen. I think I feel like we've just finished this phase and are about to get into the hard meat of the true meat of the story. Like, things are really about to go down, especially if Caleb's on deck and his connections to Ever and him being out in the deep space tunnel doing stuff. I feel like we're shifting in the main story, and we've done the inciting to bring that English degree I went to college for into play. We've had the inciting incident, and we've done all of this, and now we're really into the true heart of the story and where things are gonna start coming together and coming